to the I Am Possible podcast, episode 28, with me, Anna Essence. Today is an episode where I'm sharing with you a very deep reflection on closing heavy chapter of my life, a long chapter that till the end became extremely heavy. And the reason why I'm sharing this reflection, it's something that I trust a lot of us are going now through a phase in our life that we need to complete things to let them in this year, especially as it's energetically, it's a 9 year, it's like a year of closing before starting the new year as a 1 year of a new beginning. So enjoy this episode and give yourself the compassion and the gratitude to go through this process. Hello. It has been a while since I had this inner guidance to record a new episode. And the reason for this is because I've been lately working a lot internally on closing a very big chapter of my life. Probably the biggest chapter that I had so far. And I knew that I wanted to close this chapter with as much gratitude, grace, love, and compassion, but also to grab the wisdom out of this chapter and to really integrate the lessons deep into my being. So, by stepping into the new chapter, I do it from a place of joy and expansion and not from a place of trying to escape something. And you have maybe heard this quote before that you can left a relationship, you can left your work, you can move countries, but you always take yourself with. So I wanted, before I move into the next chapter and close the old chapter, to actually take this version of me that have integrated all the lessons, that have integrated all the wisdom, and feel deep gratitude for the chapter that is closing. And I was just sitting in a kind of a small daydreaming. You can hear that I'm still emotionally moved from this, and I saw myself as kind of like always in a home that feels like home, because I have the feeling that I never really had a home that felt like home in my whole life. And it feels that is kind of like my deepest desire to really have this place that feels like sanctuary, like really coming home and not just a place to live. And that is where I always kind of see myself when I connect with my future self. And as I was standing in this home and I was standing next to my son and hugging him, a deep wave of emotions came into my body. And this emotion was a deep sense of gratitude towards all the people that have walked a part of my life in this chapter that I'm closing now, or maybe was even a part the whole time of this chapter. And I just felt such a deep gratitude for all the experiences, especially the painful moments, especially the one that teared my heart apart, that actually stripped away layers of myself that I believe it is me, that really created a tower moments in my life where everything I have been working on and creating for decades to create sustenance in my life, to create an image for myself, to create my identity, it has been stripped away, everything, in a very painful way. There was a moments where I lost best friends that I had for over 18 years. There was some moments where friends betrayed me and turned their back on me. There was a moments where people who actually say they wanted to help me brought me to a place in my life that was extremely challenging, not to say completely disrupting of my whole sense of safetyness and stability. There was organization and institution and individuals. And as I was staying in in my daily dream, in my sanctuary home, I felt such a deep sense for gratitude because I realized that all those people and all those experiences has cracked my heart open, has helped me dissolve illusions and let go of beliefs and around who I am, what is my real mm, identity, and actually the need to have a fixed identity to say that is who I am. Because I realized that I love fluidity. I love moments where I can be this tough business woman sitting with entrepreneurs, with politicians, and discussing topics and giving them guidance and strategies how to connect more with their clients or to connect more with the nation in a strategic way, but also highly emotional, and beyond this also an energetic and spiritual way. So really incorporating all these aspects in a very earthly topics, and then moments where I'm just in my child's like energy and playing a game with my child and his friends on his birthday and really feeling excited about that, or when I'm dancing and just allowing the movement to be born from the inside and the energy to flow through my body and really to feel alive in my skin, in my muscles, in my bones, in my fascia, like in my cells, in the DNA. So all these different experiences to understand that I could be the strong, young, anchored personality and the very joyful, childish, light energy, and also the very sensitive and compassionate and empathic, feminine, uh, mother like or lover like version of myself, depending on what is currently most needed in the interaction within myself, but also in the outside world. So if you're asking yourself why I'm sharing all what this video is because I believe that you most probably are also in a time in your life, otherwise you won't have came across this episode, where you are ready and you know you're ready to step into your new chapter, to step into your new, most amazing, evolved version that is ready to be born. But you still kind of feel in between. It's like the one foot going into the new version, and yet the other foot still kind of anchored into the old chapter of your life, and you are willing to close this chapter, and you are working on yourself, and you are doing stuff, but it still feels like there is something holding you back. And I want to tell you that the best way to close this chapter and to really emerge into your new chapter of your life, your new most evolved version for now, because we are constantly evolving, we're never stopping, right? So don't believe that this will be the end version of you. No, no, no. It's just the next chapter. The best way to close a chapter is to really find this deep gratitude and love for everyone who have walked the path with you, especially the one who hurt you deep, 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 especially the one who caused you pain and suffering, because those people or those situation was here to reveal how much more strength there is within you, how much more sovereign you are, how much you can increase the level of self-love and self-respect and creating healthy boundaries and really stepping in a more powerful, sovereign, unique, exquisite version of yourself. Really embodying more of your true essence of who you are. Because if you try to close a chapter with resentment and try to escape it, as I told you at the beginning of this episode, you'll just take yourself with into the new chapter. And what most probably you might experience is that you will repeat the same pattern with different people in different places. And I can tell you something from my personal experience: the next cycle will be even more painful than the one before, because your soul is not willing to punish you or to suffer, but it wants you to ascend beyond these patterns. And that's why when you don't learn the lesson from the first or second time, then you need to have a third, even more painful lesson. And that is what happened with me. So my last part of this chapter that I'm closing actually stripped away everything, my whole sustenance, my whole sense of stability and security, and actually trust even in myself. And I was always a person trusting that I can conquer every situation. And I was brought to a place where I doubted all this. I was in doubt, and I was kind of like feeling like there is no power and no energy left in me. And to really kind of isolate myself and to find a compassion and self-love and not trying to punish and judge me as I was doing years over years, right? Was the medicines I needed for myself within. And then, as I said, to go in the outside to actually really have the gratitude for those people. And when you connect with the feeling of gratitude, I want to actually to go even a step further and to really bless from your heart everyone who accompany you in this chapter that you are closing now. To bless them and really wish them the biggest success possible for them, the most joyful experiences, the love, the prosperity, the health, everything. Wish this to them without condition. Because when you bless them, and when you even allow them to maybe become more successful than you, or to find a love faster than you, if it was like a loving relationship, intimate relationship, or to become even more healthier than you, you actually allow yourself those miracles to come back to you. But importantly, you have to do it not from a place I'm blessing them so I can receive the blessing, but literally feel the inner love you're sending towards them, and gratitude and compassion. Ask yourself, what would love do? And from this place, send these blessings. Because when you see all these people and situation as the one who you attracted in your life so you can become the best version of yourself, or to become the most evolved version of who you are now, then there cannot be any other emotion left than gratitude. For example, one of the areas where I could have shown more compassion and gratitude and less judgment towards myself is actually to allow myself to not feel bad that I haven't been recording this podcast as consistent as I was aiming at the beginning. And that is okay. And that is okay. And that is okay. So when you bless others and when you have gratitude for others, I want to give you also a second tool that I was using recently to actually close this chapter with more grace and love. And that is to forgive yourself that you choose to have this experience, that you choose to have this encountering with these people and this situation and this potential pain that you encountered. And what I was using as a tool is the Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian way technique for forgiveness, and it goes the following way. So you repeat in your mind, or if you prefer, and if you can, actually with your voice, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I even found on YouTube, I even found on YouTube a video where there was a 108 times repeated this Ho'oponopono technique with a very beautiful song, with a very beautiful frequency underline. So you can just search in YouTube and repeat it and listen to it and repeat it out loud or in your mind. But when you do so, you don't need to actually connect and say it to a certain person or a certain situation or to yourself. But actually, what I found that is um, more effective is when I just say it without a certain target, and when I say it just to feel my connections to the highest source of energy. In my case, is this God, but for you could be, you know, the source, the void, the creator, the universe, Allah, or whatever is your highest source of creation, that is where I feel myself connected more when I repeat, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And when you do so, and especially also start feeling the sensation in your body, that is, it's called somatic healing. It's when you start feeling how the energy or maybe tension that has been manifested in your body by repeating this Ho'oponopono ritual can start softening, and maybe you can start feeling that suddenly a tension that you had in your heart or in your sacral or solar plexus suddenly kind of relax, or you start feeling tingling sensation going through your body, or you start feeling kind of more of yourself coming back within yourself, because that's exactly what is happening. Because when you allow this energy to be released of the pain and the trauma and the anger and the resentment and the fear and the anxiety, through using these 4 very simple sentences, you actually shows your higher self that is safe and that you open more capacity in your vessel, what is your body, for more of you to anchor in this earthly experience, to anchor in this human body, and to feel more you. Because that is actually what is happening. You start feeling more yourself when you let go of that what is not you, by letting go of all these energies of others that you have allowed your energy to be connected with them, by forgiving them, being grateful for them, blessing them, and then by forgiving yourself and blessing yourself and having high level of compassion and love for yourself, and that you have chosen this experience in this chapter, and then just anchoring it more and more in your presence, in your body. And when this happens is then you become more you. And when you become more you, you can start trusting more your inner guidance. You don't need me to remind you of anything. You don't need anyone to teach you about anything. But if you attract somebody, if you manifest if you manifest somebody in your life, just know that this person is merely a reflection, a mirror for what is already within you. So the purpose of this podcast, of the I'm Possible podcast, is not to give you guidance or to teach you something that you don't know, but actually to help you remember all you know within yourself, to remember who you truly are, to remember what is your essence, to remember your unique frequency, your exquisiteness, because you are so unique and beautiful and so needed. And I thank you that you are willing to embody more of yourself, and you're willing to step into a new chapter from a place of integration, love, gratitude, and more wholeness, because you can have it all. I see you. I love you.